Celtic Gaffer, Ange Postecoglou, will not be allowing any of his Celtic players to join up with Scotland for the Turkey friendly. Also, the Celtic manager acknowledged that 3 players were thrown in at the deep end after they missed pre-season with the squad. Postecoglou will not be allowing any of his Celtic players to join up with Scotland for the Turkey friendly. The Celtic FC boss said, "From our perspective, the Australian trip is an important part of our football club, and we want to take our strongest possible team there. We will always be supportive of the national team, and Steve Clarke has always been great with us in terms of his relationship with the Celtic Football Club. But all of our players who won't be going to the World Cup will be coming with us. We're obviously taking a team to Australia. People have bought tickets and want to see the best possible Celtic side. 2 players who will also be in Australia are Kyogo and Rio Hatate after they were snubbed for Japan's World Cup squad. Postecoglou reckons both would have been justified selections for their country. He said, "In my mind, both have the credentials to be there. But I've been a national team manager, and they are not easy decisions to make sometimes." Oliver Abildgaard and Sead Haksabanovic signed for Celtic in the last week in the transfer window, while Aaron Moy joined the club late in July. The Celtic manager has admitted his expectations weren't high, acknowledging that the players were thrown in at the deep end after they missed pre-season with the squad. Big Ange talking about the players said, "I think with Aaron, and probably Haksabanovic and Abildgaard having come in so late into the season, our expectations weren't massive regarding their contribution. So I think what they have contributed so far has been great. Hopefully, we'll see the best of them in the next part of the season." Ange Postecoglou always said it was ludicrous that title predictions were being dished out at this time a year ago. And the boss is adamant his side's current 7-point lead won't change a solitary thing within Celtic's fiercely focused mindset, having lived through last term's turnaround. Postecoglou's men head to Motherwell tonight with a reasonable cushion at the summit of the table following 12 wins in their opening 13 Premiership matches. It's a contrasting position from 12 months ago, when the Greek Aussie was still relatively new in the job, and his rapidly assembled squad was battling to keep tabs at the top. At one stage, Celtic were being written off as title contenders, yet they surged ahead of the Sevco by the conclusion to lift the trophy. And today we are still top of the league looking down on the Rangers. The we never stop attitude, it's why, with only just over a third of the Premiership programme completed this season, he has made it crystal clear his team will keep their feet firmly on the pedal and dismisses any notion of a mentality change due to the role reversal. Postecoglou said, "No, because if the mentality changed it would have changed last year as well. I was pretty consistent last year in saying that looking at a table and trying to predict the outcome at this stage is just ludicrous. Yeah, we're 7 points ahead, but we were 4 points behind a year ago, and won the league by 4 points. So nothing changes. It's not because I'm dismissive of it. Obviously we are in a strong position, but we need to push on." Postecoglou has been mindful throughout about keeping a freshness and a vibrancy within the group, and his studied approach has paid dividends. More alterations are likely to be made for tonight's game in Lanarkshire, from last weekend's win over Dundee United and again for Saturday's home clash with Ross County. Ultimately, Postecoglou admits it's probably more switches and tweaks than he would prefer, but the situation has demanded such action. Ahead of that encounter with the Steelmen, Postecoglou could bolster his side's chances of victory by recalling Greg Taylor to the starting 11, with the Scotland international having started on the bench at the weekend despite netting in his previous 2 league games. The 25-year-old had been replaced in the side by understudy Alexandro Bernabei for the visit of the Tangerines, albeit with the young Argentine suffering the misfortune of giving away a penalty and receiving a yellow card to boot early in the first half for what was an incredibly harsh handball decision. For me, he must be up for Player of the Year as a most improved player. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. And on that note, smash that thumbs up, and have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.